You're gay. Hello and welcome back, Ravers. It is season 3, episode 13 of Gay Rave, and I am the Gabby L. We are officially back to our regularly scheduled programming. If you are on the YouTube, you can see that I am back in my apartment, but for the last time, because all of my boxes are getting packed up, I am moving very, very shortly. So get used to this while you can, and then it will change, because the only constant in life is what? Say it with me: change. So we are back, and I will say this is a very special occasion. If you are listening on the release date, August 19th, 2025, we have officially reached our 1 year pod anniversary. How exciting is that? This is episode 49, I want to say it is. And it is the exact day 1 year later that I launched, August 19th, 2024. I went into Microsoft Paint. I put the words gay rave together, and then I fucking went to work in Park Ave. That is crazy. And it was only on Apple Music or Apple Pods. It wasn't on Spotify yet. It wasn't on anything else. I just had a microphone and a dream. And here we are, still only a microphone and a dream, and now 100 of your ears. Okay. So this is incredible. I'm very proud and excited, and I love having this super fun hobby. And I like to make my friends laugh, and I like to share with everyone all the fun things that are going on. Okay. Okay. It took me a full year, a full 49 episodes to finally have guests, and I will say it was hard. You know how they say you have to do 100 episodes before you become really good? And that's why we're not really good yet. And having guests is hard because I have this one microphone and we're sort of doing the back and forth thing, and I'm not used to that. So it's difficult. And little did I know, this microphone was putting her whole microfussy into it, because every time I took this mic away from my voice, you literally can't hear it. It's gone. It's trailing off. So thank you for working through those growing pains. That was really difficult. So I finally had guests on my podcast. My mother 2 weeks ago, friends from Fire Island last week. And let's just give a shout out to them. Let's give a shout out to them. Proud of them for making their debut. But what I think you have to learn about doing any sort of thing that gets put into the world is that you are going to be embarrassed by what you said. It's just going to happen. As a person who rips this podcast live once and then I listen to it, and if I hate it, I rip the whole thing again. I hate editing. I cannot emphasize this enough. I barely edit these things. So when you're listening to this, it is full stream of consciousness, barely any edits. We're just running through the whole thing. That's why there's sometimes ums and ers and flubs and things like that. Because if I don't like it, I just run through it again, and then the jokes are more seamless and it sounds better, and I bring more energy, different intonation to it. So sometimes I record it 2 full times with similar content, so I don't have to edit it as much. But most of all, I just want to give my full self. I want to see what comes out of my mouth. And with that comes embarrassment, because after I do that, then I listen to it at least 2 times before I upload. So as a person who has truly beaten the sound of my own voice to death, I get it. Once you're on the podcast, you're feeling the rush, you're feeling the energy, you have the mic in your hand, I'm asking you these questions. We're sort of just shooting from the hip, we're speaking from the heart. But then you're done. And this is what happened to my Fire Island homies. They go in the house and they start to reflect on what they said, and they're like, oh my God, no. they all started being like, wait, can you remove this? Can you remove this? Can you remove this? I'm like, okay, I suppose, although I hate editing. Cue the photos of me sleeping on my laptop, because I truly, I'd be done and then someone else would have an edit and then I have to go back in. Even the morning I woke up and I edited again and re-uploaded a new version. I was really doing the most for these bitches. But first of all, these people are worried about losing their jobs because of this podcast. I said, who among us, who of these 100 followers is about to narc on these bitches, on my bitches? Who among us, who of you is going to report one of these bitches and have them lose their job? Hello? Fucking Judas. But seriously, I get it. Your internet footprint, it's there forever. But is this really what creates your demise? Probably not. I don't think that anyone could be canceled strictly from that podcast. I'll be so honest. I don't think there was anything that was taking down mayors and senators. I think that if anything, if you were already being canceled, it would add insult to injury. I think that it wouldn't be the canceling, it would add fuel to the fire of cancellation. So in that case, what are you doing to be canceled that this is fueling the fire of? Look upon yourself. Okay, that is sus. So look inward and think, if I'm being canceled and this is hurting, what did I do? All right. And that's why it's hard to have guests, but I will try again, and I will try very hard. So Now that I've had guests and now that we are still looking to double this shit and give it to the next one, we're looking to get to 100 episodes because we do have to become good at this eventually. And my promise to you is that if you give me a platform and any amount of money, like if we start to take this to the moon, we get sponsors, we get more gigs, we do things with this, I will live. I promise you, I will live my Dua Lipa lifestyle and you will never hear from me again. Once I have achieved a certain amount of social notoriety and a certain amount of money, then I will peace out. Listen, I will not go over the limit. I will not be doing the American Eagle good jeans ads. I will not be doing the bathwater stuff. I will make sure that you never hear from me again. I will be like Dua Lipa. I will be taking my friends and family on a boat in the Mediterranean every other week. And that will be my life. And I'll take you with me. Listen, if I'm up, we're up, okay? And with that, I will say Dua Lipa is an inspiration because she was on her third birthday cake last week, and her birthday is this Tuesday. She is constantly living a vacation goddess. She is living a celebration, and that's what hot people should be doing. Like, yeah, like she'll drop music here and there, like she'll attend a show here and there, but she is just on a boat somewhere in Ibiza. And that's what we should be doing. So, therefore, we'll work hard for a couple of years, we'll get some sponsorships, we'll make some money, and then we'll all go be on a boat on the coast of Ibiza, Yacht Week, but not with dicks and weirdos, only with cool people like us. Okay? Okay. All right. So moving on. Last week, as you know, was Fire Island week. We returned on Friday. I am very, very tan. You probably can't tell from this podcast, but I really am very tan. Hopefully, you can hear it in the sound of my voice, which has returned, my beautiful singing voice. But some feedback about Fire Island is that you do have to share a space with many other people. Many is not a number, and therefore it is appropriate. And it's sort of like the back of a Forever 21. It's sort of like the dressing room at a Forever 21. Like there's a lot of clothes everywhere and you're sort of digging through to find the things that you need. Like you're digging through to find your size. And so everyone has their own like little pile of their items. At one point I lost this microphone, I lost my underwears, I lost my pill box. Like it's truly the most chaotic experience. And it is actually also like a Forever 21 in that the music is blasting in your ears. There's people screaming at you to hurry up. Like there's the entire sensory experience was actually taken from approximately a 2013 Forever 21 dressing room back of the store, not the front of the store, and then brought into Fire Island, the loft. And that was what I was experiencing. Okay. Sights, sound, smells, it was all there. So that was difficult. I have not had a roommate in like 10 years. I have lived alone the entire time I've lived in New York. Before that, it's been, I think it was like 2015 was the last time I had a roommate, and it was my boyfriend, and he lived with me, but he had his own bedroom. And it's a long story, but he paid me rent, and we said we slept better that way, and this is not important. But nonetheless, it's hard sharing space after you haven't shared space. But I did grow up with a roommate for the first, 17, 16, 15 years of my life. I shared a room with my sister. So I am sort of used to it. I feel like I am a pretty good roommate. But now, when I'm on trips and things, I use the rat method of like, I just open my suitcase and I don't unpack it. I don't use drawers. Everything just is like thrown in at or around the suitcase for the entire time I'm traveling. So if you are a rat method, I would like to say we rise. And I would like to say that that is the type B of it all. I am a type B through and through. I am a person who does not look up directions. I do not look up times. I will figure it out as we go. I will find the things before we leave. It's all going to work out. I have trust in the universe and myself. Okay, so that is what it means to be a type B. All right, and I truly embody that in a very special way. Type B's raise up. Also, I am going to be testing my rat suitcase lifestyle when I go to Italy for 9 days, because I'm only taking a carry-on. And we are going to be traveling all up and down the coast of that bitch. So we are really going to be testing our skills with the movement, the checking in, the checking out, the planes, the trains, the ferries, all the things that we're doing. Let's see if I make it there and back with all the things I came with. All right. So that's going to be test for a type B. And I love a test. And I will not ace it, but I will enjoy taking it. Okay. Next, first breeze of August is here. It is August 18th, and I recognize that, but we didn't talk about this enough. It hit August 1st, and that morning breeze started blowing. And you know what I'm talking about. Every day of June and July, you wake up, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, 200% humidity, 92 degrees, you're sweating. You look like you took a shower, you step out, you're on your way to work, you're walking into work, you look like you just showered, you're sweating your dick off, right? But now, August 1st rolls in, you walk outside, there's a cool morning breeze. and it makes me so emotional. Fall is coming, bitch, and it makes me so happy and sad and scared and stressed, and the moving of it all. Oh my god, I am in my headphones listening to Bon Iver. I'm listening to folklore. And some of the music I've been listening to is actually a good segue. Things that are very fall coded, like Subway by Chapel Roan, very fall coded. The role model I've been listening to, Lucy Dacus, all boy genius, very fall coded. So that's what we have to start preparing for now that Fire Island is over. Now that we're reaching the end of August, we have to start sort of sprinkling these items into our discography so that way we can truly be preparing our souls. Because that cool breeze is here. Even tonight, I went for a little walk outside, my little like haunting the neighborhood time so that I get out the house. And it was a little chilly. And I was wearing shorts and a tank top, but that's here nor there. That's here nor there. Moving on, actual gay news that we have to talk about. I did start and finish The Hunting Wives in Fire Island, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's definitely worth the watch. As a person who doesn't like really scary things, when I heard it was a drama / like a thriller, I was a little scared. I don't like to be thrilled. But I will say it's definitely worth the watch. It ended on a cliffhanger, which means there's going to be another season, so there's more to see. And I'm very excited about that. Would recommend it. A lot of lesbian shit, interesting psychological items, and some southern cowboy boots, which is quite nice. Okay. So I would recommend you watch it so we can talk about it. And if you have watched it, talk to me about it because I have several thoughts and several theories. Move on. Chapel Roan tickets. It's pissing me off. And let me tell you why. Chapel Roan released like a very, very limited few dates for a couple shows she's going to be doing. She's doing like 4 at Forest Hills and then 4 in like Tennessee or Kentucky or something like that. So, of course, the dates come out for the Forest Hills ones. It's all like late September, my birthday. All right. So it's like September 20th to 24th. Chapel's going to be at Forest Hills. You put in your email, you get on a wait list. They say you're going to get a code off the wait list to get on. Me and all my homegirls, my home days, did not get the motherfucking code, so we didn't get tickets. Almost no one I know got tickets. Where are the gay people? Where are the tickets? Because I don't know anyone who has them, and the people I do know piss me off because they don't deserve them like I deserve them. I deserve to have a spiritual and emotional experience. And when I say deserve, I don't want to get into semantics here. I don't want to get into like what I really mean definitionally, but I'm just going to say that I deserve it. I'm going through something. In Fire Island, I forgot that I had met somebody before, and so I introduced myself, and they were like quite miffed that I didn't remember them. And of course, my excuse was like, "Listen, I'm sorry, I'm going through something," and they were just not having it. And I was like, "Well, that's all I got for you is my I'm sorry, my genuine I'm sorry, and my I'm going through something. Sorry, I'm drunk also, by the way." So moving on, if you do have a chapel ticket, you should give it to me because that is my birthday week. So my birthday is September 24th. I am a Libra, but don't give me the tickets for September 21st because I have a bingo. Okay, so any other date is fine with me. Birthday gift to me because I deserve it. All right. Moving on. Taylor Swift announced her new album, The Life of a Showgirl. She announced it on the podcast New Heights, which is with Jason and Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce are one of my mother's special interests. I think she likes those little white boys, which is very sweet. So I know that they are good people because she told me that they were, because her people on Facebook and the clips that she got on Facebook tell her that they are. Okay. And as a newly found Eagles fan, I love Jason Kelce, so I'm kind of here for it. So I did sort of dip my toe into watching the podcast, and I tried to watch as much as I could to get to the announcement. Couldn't really get there. I was getting through it. I was rocking through it. And then I was like, no, I don't really want to anymore. But the new album title is called Life of a Showgirl. It is coming out in October. And honestly, can this woman go a year without releasing an album? People work for years. Production. They are perfecting the vocals. They are perfecting the track list. They're doing everything they can. They released their album. They are so excited. Here comes Taylor Swift to ruin your fucking life at the Grammys. I really can't wait. So I am going to listen to it, of course, and I do have a prediction. So when she came out with her last album, The Tortured Poets Department, I did make a prediction that one of them was going to be called Football Guy. It was going to be like, me, my football guy, he is tied for my favorite, or something like that, right? And now I have to make a prediction about what one of the songs is going to be like. And let me just get into my bag here. Let me think about my melody. Okay, so here's the song Life of a Showgirl by Taylor Swift. This is Gab's guess about what it's going to be like. Okay, ready? But who is she outside of being on the screen? She's a girl who likes a boy who sees her. Okay, there was no real melody there, but you get the points. You get the high points. Same person who produced Reputation is producing this one, so that's the energy we're going for. I did look at the track list, and there is a track called Ruin the Friendship. And this opened the doors to my memories, unlocked something so deep inside of me. And I need to tell you about this lore because it is incredibly important to remember the tales of yore. Ruin the Friendship is not just a Taylor Swift song on the life of a party girl. It is actually a song by Demi Lovato on the Tell Me You Love Me album. The Tell Me You Love Me album is so fucking good. It has You Don't Do It For Me Anymore. It has Hitchhiker. It has Daddy Issues. It has other amazing bangers, okay? Go listen to that ASAP. She had a song called Ruin the Friendship, and essentially all the rumors are that it was about her friendship with Nick Jonas and how she wants to hook up with him and finally ruin the friendship because it would be important. Their sexual tension's really high. The whole song is like, put down your cigar and pick me up, play me the guitar, that song I love. Like, we should ruin the friendship. Let's take it there. We know we both want to. Kind of a sexy song, but really did a lot for our sort of like Jonas Demi fan fiction people back in the day. And I know I was too old to be doing this when this album came out, but I did keep in touch with the blogs. I will always keep in touch. Caroline and I, Raver Line, and I did have a MySpace Jonas Brothers fan page. It was called Jonas for Dummies, and we both wrote fanfic. And I don't know if I've gone through this on the podcast before, but essentially mine was that like I was on the way to a Jonas Brothers concert, got into a car accident. I think I died or I was in the hospital, and then Nick was in there in a diabetic coma, and so that's how I met all of them. And then they gave me their car, something like that. I don't know, because I had totaled my car and I was poor. It was a whole thing, here nor there. So that's the lore about the Ruin the Friendship song. The fact that Taylor is using the term ruin the friendship, she is erasing Demi Lovato and the entirety that she did for the Jonas and Demi Lovato world. But okay, fine. I will not forget, and none of you will forget either. Moving on. Speaking of Demi Lovato, rave review, she did show up at the Jonas Brothers tour and she sang Camp Rock songs. I am obsessed with this and I think it is so important. The Jonas Brothers, first of all, they were selling a signed copy of their CD on their website, $18. $18. I can't get Milk Bar. I can't get 2 toppings at Milk Bar for $18, but I can get a signed copy, a fresh signature, a wet signature too, not even one of those repurposed ones. $18 on their website. Oh my God. Desperation, no breathing. It was so good. Okay. So the clips are amazing. Demi said it was healing. She said it was great. And also, Demi is married now to a partner. I think she's back to she, her pronouns. That's why I'm using it. Nobody cancel me. Remember, only cancellation by association, not cancellation by this podcast. Okay. So they did Wouldn't Change a Thing, which is from Camp Rock 2. They did You're the Voice I Hear Inside My Head. They did that one too. Absolutely incredible. I will never forget housing a full frozen cheesecake with Caroline on the night it dropped on Disney Channel. It is such an important thing to screen those things, those Disney Channel original movies. Someone even told me that they might be filming a Camp Rock 3, and that would just do something for the soul. That's something that we might need, okay? So the Jonas Brothers, a little bit washed up, but Demi joining them is absolutely a must. Why wasn't I there? Now I'm pissed off. Moving on. Next rave review. You know how Karen is sort of like the woman who calls the manager and she calls the cops on you and she's taking a video of you on the airplane and then she's complaining and she's screaming and she's getting kicked off the airplane? Okay. So we all know Karen, but now they needed a millennial version of Karen for the new generation, and that name is Jessica. They are calling Jessica the new Karen of millennial women. And I agree with it. The name for the person who calls the manager of this new generation is Jessica, because Jessica is the sweetest bitch you've ever met. You know, she might not be overtly mean, but she's getting her thing done. You know what I'm saying? But she has that dog in her, and you respect her to a point, and then she takes it too far, and then you can no longer support her. No, Jessica, no. And I realize now that they're just picking the most popular name of that generation. So I looked up, like, what are the most popular millennial names? There was Jessica. Jessica was number 1. Others for women were Ashley, Amanda, Sarah, and Jennifer. We'll take that. I will say I've known a lot of Jess, Jens, and Sarahs. I think Sarah is the most common name that I have seen in my life. And for men, because there should be male Karens as well, like for like douche lord names, The top names for millennial men are Michael, Christopher, Matthew, Joshua, and Daniel. Tell me you read the Bible without telling me you read the Bible. Ugh, I'm barfing. Bleh, bleh. Okay. So that's really crazy. So if you know a Jessica, say I'm sorry, and they should start the rebrand now. So they should start to go by Jessie, Ika, whatever comes naturally. All right. So start the rebrand. Tell your friends. Next, rave review. I watched in Fire Island all the auditions from the One Direction boys, and wow, bring back platforming people with no talent. These boys were having the roughest days of their lives. So let me go through which songs they did. Also, RIP Liam, we missed you every day. So Harry Styles, now the most famous of the group, Harry did Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder. He had some pipes to him. I think he did an okay job, the okayest of all of them. Actually, maybe Liam. Liam did a song, Cry Me a River by Arthur Hamilton. Never heard of it. I'm so sorry to that man. I'm so sorry to that person. I've never heard of it. When he said Cry Me a River, I was like, he's going Justin Timberlake, obviously, because I think he is more of the Justin Timberlake of the group. But that's what he did. Niall did So Sick by Neo, which was probably actually good for his vocal range. Also, one of the two songs that Ginge knows by heart, which is shocking because she does not know many words. Next, Zayn did Let Me Love You by Mario. Amazing pick. He would be the most famous of the group if he didn't have that baby with Gigi Hadid and then have all these terrible allegations and then kind of be a bad person and then become a recluse. Okay. Another good pick. Louis, arguably the worst of the group, does not have many singing parts in the songs, but is just there like all of them. Did Hey There Delilah by the Plain White Tees. Really hard listen. Really hard watch. But Louis got more yeses than Harry. So devastating. So I watched all these auditions. You absolutely need to watch them. And I feel like the bar now to be successful is just too high. Like now you've got to like sing and dance and play instruments. And I feel like the bar was once lower for pop songs and for pop stars. And that's why I think we need to bring back less talent, like platforming people who aren't just like the whole package. Look at Cat's Eye, right? Look at Blackpink. They are literally breeding future pop stars in other countries. Like that is fucked up. We need these mid-ass people to be celebrities to be giving us incredible songs. Think about Closer by the Chainsmokers. It had everything. Mid vocals, EDM banger energy, lyrics that made no fucking sense, incredibly mixed messages. It had everything. Okay? Bring back that. Why 2016 will always ring Closer by the Chainsmokers. Bring back Call Me Maybe. Carly Rae, listen, I'm a gypsy, but those vocals were not going off. Okay, I'm still here. The entire Emotions album, even her new shit, I'm about it. Katy Perry, last Friday night, bring it back. Lana Del Rey, that one performance from SNL, bring back not having to be everything, not having to be uber talented in order to create amazing pop songs. Okay? Bring that back. That's all I have to say. Moving on, grave reviews. Oh, God, you guys. Okay, so there were several words that were added to the Cambridge Dictionary this year, and this is really tough news to have to share with you because it's incredibly cringe to me. Here are some of the words that were added to the Cambridge Dictionary. The first is Luke, Lewk. And that I will say is sort of like a drag word. I can attribute that to the gay community, so I'm actually fine with Luke. Like, it's serving. Yes, you're serving a Luke. That's sort of the definition. But some of the other words were Delulu. That was officially added to the Cambridge Dictionary. Tradwife, broligarchy, and skibbity. That one hurts the most. Skibbity toilet did surpass me. I don't know enough children, for good reason, an appropriate good reason, to ever have said the word skibbity. And if you do say it, you better know or work with children. Okay, there is no reason for an adult to be using skibbity outside of the context of joking or being around children. All right, and I will say that I'm drawing a hard line. All right. So that is what the future looks like for the Cambridge Dictionary. All right, this is what we're giving to the future generations. People in the past were making up words of true value, like spork. And now we have skibbity and delulu. What are these? What are these words? Okay, next grave review. Okay, that bitch Kim Davis is back in the news. She apparently is imploring the Supreme Court to re-review or reassess the gay marriage, to say that, it was actually a misrepresentation of like the sanctity of marriage and they should review it. If you don't know who that bitch Kim Davis is, she in 2015 refused to issue a marriage license to a gay couple on religious grounds, and she went to prison for 6 days, which, keep it that way. Stay there, Kim. You're a bitch. And now she she is coming and saying that she actually wasn't in the wrong and she was within her religious right to deny them, blah, blah, blah. Girl, let those fucking twinks get married, okay? Can we fucking live? Why are you trying to take away my right to be someone's ex wife? Listen, I'm already late. I'm turning 32 and I have zero full time wives or ex wives. I have no time left. How am I going to get to two ex wives by 40 now? I mean, let's be real. I'm a lesbian. It can happen. But Jesus, can a woman have goals? And according to Pew Research, which I'm on the fucking internet machine typing on the teclado, among LGBTQ adults under 50, 59% say that they want to get married someday, which is just under the non-LGBTQ adult rate, which is 63% who say they want to get married someday. So Kim Davis is trying to stop the 59%, and that is upsetting to me. It also shocks me that gay people still want to get married, because I feel like with all the, you know, cultural challenges and all the things that people have been through. I know this is my New York bubble, but people sometimes, stay away from marriage. They don't want to have kids. They don't want to get married. But it actually gives me some nice things to look forward to be like, oh my gosh, we just want to get married like everybody else. 59%. Hell yeah. Only 4% below our non-LGBTQIA boring ass sisters and brothers. Okay. Looking for a good bone in Kim Davis's body is like looking for rain in this drought. Useless and disappointing. All right, moving into Can I Say Something? So I was asked a question weeks ago when I was in the Poconos, and I've been thinking about it, and I just need to pose this question to you now. So the question was, if you can sort of like a la Magic Mike style have four of your celebrity crushes on a stage in front of you, sort of like dancing for you, trying to get your attention, who are your, celebrity crush lineup? That's in the four people. All right, so if I needed to have four people put on a show for me, here's who it would be. And I have thought about this quite a bit. And so I need to ask you what your four are, and then we can all have an avid discussion about it. Okay. So the first is Natasha Cloud of New York Liberty fame, number 9 at the New York Liberty. I know that she is in a relationship, but she is a crush. And she is definitely up there. Give me a little, she's definitely doing the gritty. She's definitely doing something up there, a little sexy dance. And with that, I say yes. Next to her is obviously Megan Thee Stallion, but they are not looking at each other. They are only looking at me. Do not look at each other. This is not for you. This is for me. All right. Meg Thee Stallion, obviously my wife, my third wife since we don't get divorced. Okay. Natasha Cloud could be one or two because we eventually get divorced. Third person up there is Charlie XCX. There's something about her like freaky energy. She's spitting on the stage. She's rolling around in it. She's soaking wet. She's sort of like dancing on the floor. She's giving me Magic Mike 3 in London, the rainy energy, all white outfit rolling around in the water. That's what she's giving me on stage. All right. And I know Charlie's not gay, but that's just for me and her to know. All right. Fourth, Rachel Maddow. There is something about that little sexy journalist that really does it for me. It is her knowledge of American and world history that really hits the spot for me. And so therefore the four of them would be up there and just be looking at me and getting my attention. I'd be like, hey, ladies. And there are more, I just can't think of them. So who are your four? I really, really deeply need to know who I'm forgetting because it's going to piss me off. And I need to be reminded who my crushes are. And the worst part about me, like the biggest flaw, is that I feel like I could actually pull some of these people. Being a Libra is so hard sometimes. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for this week is to all the patrons of Ice Palace last Thursday. There was live band karaoke last Thursday at Ice Palace. These three incredible drag queens. They were singing on the piano, drums, bass guitar, giving a full performance, like beautiful singing and just so much talent in heels, giving me everything. And so at one point, they open it up to people. They can Venmo them to do live band karaoke, come up, sing their song. And at the end, they did what is called a drag roulette, where they go around the audience and they ask people to pick songs or artists, and then they put them together and do them all at once. And in their version, if you, I think, gave them money, you could actually go up and do your part during the drag roulette instead of having them sing it for you. And so my friends thought they would do something funny. They thought that they would be the first up and they would do the Zatarans commercial, which is sort of like a hamburger helper of Louisiana. It's like a boxed rice product that you add meat or fish to. And the Zatarans commercial is a joke from another act on Fire Island called Busted. This busted drag queen, for one of her bits, is playing the Zatarans commercial at her show. They really took to this Zatarans commercial, and all through the week, we're singing it. They learned the entire thing. They even did a full performance of it at our house. So we're at this live band karaoke, and they were like, let's take this joke to the streets. Let's take this joke to the public. Everyone's going to get it. They're going to fucking love it. So they pay the money. They ask to do the Zatarans commercial, and they are first. So they say, who's here doing Zatarans? The 4 or 5 of them get up. They give them 2 mics, and it was one of the hardest watches I've ever seen. There was not a beat to be found in sight. They were dementors of melody. There was nothing to be found. And at one point, there were 2 mics on stage, but only one of them was in use by my beloved friend Alina, who last week was on the pod, friend of the pod. And at one point, they couldn't figure out where they were in the song. So then Rachel Smilo from last week actually takes the mic and just starts at the middle. Like the whole part was done and they were trying to get them, like prompt them for the right part of the song, but they just couldn't put it together. Very, very difficult watch. And that's coming from me, someone who one time went to a Spanish nightclub in Miami where they did not speak English, and they put on New York, New York, and brought all of us to the dance floor where I did deny being a part of the friend group, and they made them dance to New York, New York while the whole club laughed at them. That was one of the hardest watches, and this Zatarans was right up there with them. So I'm sorry to the patrons, I'm sorry to the queens, and mostly I'm sorry to my friends because I now hold the key, which is this video, and they refuse to watch it. So 2 likes and I will post it. Just kidding. I will be a good friend for now. For now, remember, canceled by association, not canceled directly. So with that, let's do Song of the Week. Song of the Week is Whenever, Wherever by Shakira. I've heard it so many times at Fire Island, and now I need you to hear it. Really quick honorable mention. If you are anywhere with me and we're drinking, we're pre-gaming, we're listening to things, you know you're going to see and hear 2 things. First is Guy by Lady Gaga. I want to be that G-U-Y. Okay. Second is Usher's 2024 halftime show. If there's anything that's ever on the TV, if there's ever a lull, if I have the remote, those are the 2 go-tos. All right. If you're at a pregame with me, that's what we're watching, those 2 things. All right. So that's all for today. Another long episode. Thank you for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've missed you so much. This has been Gay Rave. I am the Gabby L, and the L is for, say it with me, love you. Bye.
That's what she said. And you know what? What was that? Okay, James.